Welcome to Wise Beyond Bitcoin. I'll be your host today, Jacob. Here's where you come from the crypto neo, the news, education, and opportunity. Now, we're going to go ahead and get started today with something that I like to really just talk about, and that's Nodle Network. And why Nodle Network? Nodle Network happens to be a parachain auction winner from the Polkadot parachain offerings, which I personally am a bit partial to the Polkadot ecosystem. I really do believe that they're vetting a lot of projects to be here for the long term. I'm looking 5-10 years out. And Nodle happens to have a huge use case potential. Nodle is basically on a mission to connect the next trillions of things and create a low energy Bluetooth Internet of Things connectivity through existing infrastructure. And what's amazing about that is their app that you could get on your phone and just mine their token, which by doing so, you're adding to the overall redundancy and the strength of the network by creating these nodes out of machines that we're already utilizing. Instead of buying a purposed miner for that use case, now anybody can add to the overall infrastructure of the network. And much like the Helium network, it allows for data transfer to happen through packets of data in ways that just honestly just make a lot of economic sense to me. I think it makes more economic sense to use the devices that we currently have and recycle and reuse them in new interesting ways rather than creating purpose-built miners. However, I'm not against buying a purpose-built miner. It's just I think what they're doing is economically smart and is also viable to allow them to be in this crypto space for such a long period of time, especially when we look at the smartphone infrastructure that they are currently using. And just the fact that they've done so much, they have a Web3 grant, they have a lot of prominent investors. If you would like to see that, kind of go through here, Blockhead Capital, Moonwell Ventures, couple big names for sure. I like to not just base my opinions off of who's investing, because I feel like when you drive that narrative, it's really more so about you not doing your research. And we here at Wise Beyond Bitcoin, we're always for doing your own research, being your own bank. And that's something I just want to emphasize right now, because I really think it's important to emphasize that you don't follow the advice of people on YouTube, on the people who are crypto Twitter, and rather you do the research yourself and form your own opinions, because it's empowering. And we here at Wise Beyond Bitcoin, we don't give financial advice. We want to give you the tools so you can learn more about a project and do your own research. And so I highly recommend going through and reading Nodle's white paper yourself. And I challenge you to do that. I challenge you to come up with some information about Nodle that I may not know. And just to kind of talk about a little bit more about their information, uh, about Nodle, they're leveraging existing hardware, like we said. But if you could see the amount of activity on this map, it is insane, the amount of devices that are currently acting as nodes for the network. And you can earn crypto by doing so. It just kind of works in the background of your phone. And by doing so, you're mining the nodal tokens. Now, they still haven't been listed on an exchange, so it's still early to be able to get in, earn some tokens, and be able to possibly leverage yourself in a crypto project that, has pretty good backing, pretty good background, and overall, what I think is a great project. And you can really see that all here in the way that they focus on the much like helium had blown up because of its use case, I think Nodle will have its time. And that's why I'm not stressing about them not being on an exchange at the moment. I think that that's something that's for the better, so that way they could focus on really the utility of the network. And I think that that's something that a lot of projects kind of fall back on, is they don't focus on the utility of how something's going to be used or create more use cases. And with Nodle, an Internet of Things, of interconnected Internet of Things devices that we can use, that we all carry with us in our pockets, allows for a crazy amount of data to be passed around, and to be able to use that data in new and interesting ways. In my mind, I could see people utilizing the infrastructure of an Internet of Things to be able to improve the lifestyle that we have as people, to improve our infrastructure for agriculture, to improve our infrastructure for cleanliness, for housing, for security, for so many different things that we can use this data for, to be able to better parts of the world. And I think Nodle just really emphasizes that, and they do so in a way that, in my mind, just makes sense, reducing their overall footprint and recycling the things that we already use today to be able to add infrastructure. And as I said before, I'm not against buying a purpose-built miner. They have a purpose-built miner where they will mine their tokens at a higher rate than a phone app. So if you really wanted to leverage yourself into this project, this is a possible opportunity. You can go on to fastminers.io. You could go ahead and purchase one here. Personally, I don't think $400 is much for a crypto miner, so it is something that I'm looking at. I probably won't pick it up at this moment in time, just because I have been mining Nodle for over a year now, and I have what I feel is a safe amount of tokens for me. But this is definitely on my wish list. Come around June, if there's still some in stock, maybe next couple batches, I might pick one up. We might do a review here on Wise Beyond Bitcoin. But personally, like I said, you don't have to buy a purpose-built miner like you do for other cryptocurrencies. And I think they make the entry for people to be able to get into the crypto space so easy. Once Nodle's on an exchange, anybody at all can download an app on their phone and now be introduced into crypto in a passive income way. And I think that that shift in narrative for the crypto space is going to be massive, is this phone app that you can just download and start earning currency doing so. And I understand that it's not going to be much, especially on the phone, because of how large that infrastructure is already and how many phones are mining the overall total supply of Nodle tokens. These are all things to take into account. And it's why I would recommend for myself that I would, if I want to leverage myself in Nodle, that I would buy this purpose-built miner. Right now, I'm still on the fence about buying this miner at the moment, just because there is other things that I'd like to save that money specifically for in the crypto space. And part of that is getting more Polkadot to be able to participate in the parachain auctionings. I am a little sad that I didn't get to participate in the Nodle parachain auction, and that's totally fine. But batch 2, I'm looking at you. I'm coming for you. And until next time, guys, have a great day. Namaste.